let's talk about NIO stock, baby. What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor, and today we're speaking about NIO, another EV stock who is going absolutely nuts as of right now. Yesterday we went up pretty much 20%. As of recording this video, pre-market we're up over 5%. It is crazy. So today I just want to have a little bit of a chat about NIO and why this may be happening right now. And as always, guys, when I'm speaking about a company that I do own, I always like to make that really clear. I don't have a very big position. I currently own 60 shares and I have a cost basis of $12.94. So considering we're at $17.84 as of market close yesterday, we're at a nice cost basis, but it's a relatively small position. Can we all just take a few seconds to breathe though and appreciate how amazing the last couple of weeks have been for us EV investors? I mean, I am sure there are a lot of you guys out there, myself included, whose portfolios have gone up 10, 15+% in the span of 2 weeks based off of our EV plays. Now I think we're all just waiting for that juicy workhorse contract. But anyway, guys, right before we get into NIO, can I please ask you to hit that juicy like button, as it helps me and the channel out so much. I really would appreciate it. If you're new around here, also please hit that juicy red subscribe button. Join the family, people. It's free. And drop me a comment down below. Let me know where you stand on NIO. If you're invested, if you're thinking of getting in, just let me know. Anyway, guys, with that being said, let's get into it. So let's just start it off by having a look at recent price action, okay? So we can see as of market close yesterday, $17.84 a share after a 19% jump on the daily. And you can see pre-market as of right now, we're sitting about 5%. I've seen it as high as 6, as low as 4 in the last hour or two. It's a little bit jumpy, but ultimately we're up considerably. On the 6-month chart after yesterday's run up, this is a company who's up over 300%. We can see there was this really nice initial run up to about $15 a share. And since then, it had came down considerably. It was down 25% in the space of a week. It started to trade back up, but we hadn't broken through those highs literally until yesterday. So why do I think that this is starting to happen now? Why do I think this big jump is happening? Well, guys, the first thing is, a lot of you may remember when their Q2 results came out, okay, August 11th. This was a really good quarterly report. I mean, really good, more than we could have asked for. We went into a positive 9.7% vehicle margin and 8.4% gross margin, delivered over 10,000 vehicles. It was amazing. And we dropped nearly 10% off of the back of these amazing results. In the video I made about those Q2 results, I said this is ridiculous and I heavily expected the stock's price to go up in value in the short term. And sure enough, guys, since that's happened, we're up nearly 40%. And I am in no way surprised, and I will in fact be surprised if we don't approach that $20 mark very soon. I'm not going to go super in depth on the quarterly earnings because I didn't make a full video on them, but I cannot stress just how good they were. For one, it was amazing what they did. But two, we beat estimates. And usually, if you have a good quarterly report and you beat estimates, your stock's price is going to go up. NIO, for what seemed like no reason whatsoever, went down 10%. The best excuse people come up with was buy the hype, sell the news. Buying the hype and selling the news can be okay, but generally if people sell good news, it's going to go back up in value at some stage. In this case, it only took a couple of weeks. That is why I had zero intentions of selling when I saw everybody else doing so. In fact, I have a screenshot up now. I actually bought 10 more shares that day. Now, NIO, my position is not particularly big because I honestly don't want too much exposure to Chinese markets, but with that being said, I may still well invest a little bit more. Even though I do have a really good cost basis right now, I would feel comfortable even at these prices investing a little bit more. In these videos, I always want to try to give you guys some tips and stuff. Here is one. Here is why due diligence is important, and being able to hold even when things don't make sense is important. We had amazing earnings. We dropped nearly 10% on a day. A lot of people got scared and a lot of people sold. And now, more than likely, by the end of today, you're going to be up well in excess of 40% of those price points. Moral of the story, if you're getting invested in a growth stock, particularly an EV stock, do your due diligence, believe in your analysis, and hold. When these Q2 earnings came out, fundamentals did not change, but the business's outlook and profitability did for good. So that's just something to take away in regards to pretty much every stock you're ever invested in. If you're confident in your investment, you'll do what I did. You will buy more on the bad days, not sell. Now, what else could be happening aside from these Q2 reports? Well, we've started to see some analysts change their opinions and their mindsets on NIO. Analysts of UBS upgraded it to neutral from sell. I have also seen people upgrading it from neutral to buy. And this is something we're seeing across EV as a whole right now. A lot of analysts are beginning to change their minds. Even analysts on massive companies like Tesla, for example. If you're up to date with EV, you will know that in general, let's bring it back to a month ago, or maybe even a month and a half, 2 months ago. people were not very bullish on EV, and by people I mean analysts in particular. However, slowly but surely we've seen, this switch. A lot of analysts are starting to believe in EV, pretty much all across the board. Right now it's expected that the Chinese EV market will grow 5 times from 2020 to 2025, and NIO is one of the biggest players by far, people. And these guys have brand loyalty. That was one of the things that really got me interested in this company. I realized that it's more than just a company. It's almost like a status symbol. It's a brand. It's a community, which is a lot different than traditional automakers. An article by the Motley Fool, okay. Why NIO stock is rising today. And remember that analyst I was just speaking about a second ago, okay. They upgraded NIO to neutral from sell and raised the price target to $16.30 from just $1. So again, guys, we are seeing this switch from a lot of bears in regards to EV, especially, emerging EV companies, to people becoming somewhat bullish on them. I mean, going from $1 price targets to $16.30 in the midst of all of this run-up, that's pretty insane. Now, I do believe in NIO, okay, and I've gone through why in previous videos a couple of times, but I still don't want too much exposure to the Chinese market as a whole, just because of everything that's going on in the world right now, particularly with the US. So I will find it difficult to invest really heavily. I'm happy with a relatively small position here, I can't lie, but I may well add another 10 to 20-ish shares or so, depending on how things go. But I do think a big reason of why we went up yesterday was because of these analyst ratings upgrading the company. Not to mention that a lot of people are realizing how good of a quarter they had, and the fact that it should only get better going into the latter half of the year. We could be in for a really good year with this company. So a few of the major catalysts that I do think NIO has over competitors. First one is their batteries as a service, BaaS. NIO lets EV drivers swap batteries in 5 minutes. Now that in itself is quite cool, but the thing is, okay, the service allows NIO to sell vehicles without a battery. It's essentially batteries not included on a large scale, and according to NIO, it can save buyers about $10,000 off the price of a vehicle. And at the same time, it should not, depreciate any faster than another vehicle, or in particular another EV vehicle, because none of them will have their own batteries. This is one of the things that got me super excited and actually got me to take NIO seriously, was their batteries as a service model. This is going to help make the vehicle more affordable, okay? Batteries are the most expensive portion of an electric vehicle. I think the two biggest issues people have traditionally had with EVs, okay, the biggest one potentially being range anxiety, worrying, will you be able to drive far enough? In the US, that still can be a worry, but there are so many charging stations right now. In China, in general, people aren't driving as far on their average commute. I can't say it for certain, but I do believe there is less range anxiety in China in general than there is in the US. And then the second thing I believe has been the cost. We've believed in the quality of these electric vehicles, since Tesla started to show you can have really good quality electric vehicles. But people don't want to have to spend, more money to get the same just because it's electric, even if they want to help the environment, etc, etc. People are money conscious, it really is that simple, and China in particular is a very money conscious area. So if you can eliminate the most expensive piece of the vehicle when you have to buy it, and don't take away from the quality of the vehicle whatsoever, that to me is absolutely game changing. Now this kind of service here may not work as well in Europe or in the US. I brought this up in a previous video. They may have to change their business model if they want to expand, but in China I think it is fantastic. On top of that, they offer this service here, 1 click for power, car pickup and charging at your service on your doorstep. 15 times a month you can click a button, somebody picks up your car, swaps the battery and brings it right back to you, people. That is not something that anybody else is doing right now. And again, just pair that with the technology they have, the brand name they have, the fact that it's associated with a high class, the battery swap technology, the savings. It all makes a lot of sense, and I think people are just now starting to realize that. And on top of this here, they also offer this lifetime free nationwide charging services, up to 2 times per month or 12 times per year, okay? And this is when you're up to 200 kilometers away from your home cities. So again, that will eliminate some amount of range anxiety. And now just a little bit more on how big the EV market in China actually is, because we spend a lot of time speaking about the US market. The Global EV Outlook of 2020, I reference this a whole lot of the time, really good resource. Global sales of passenger cars were sluggish in 2019, but electric cars had another banner year. This light blue here, China BEV, this dark blue, China PHEV. I mean, look how much electric vehicles they sell in regards to the whole world, people. It is a massive market. Massive market. By 2019, there was 7.2 million electric vehicles in the world. 47% of which were in the People's Republic of China. Remember this quote earlier on? We expect the China EV market to grow 5 times from 2020 to 2025. If that figure ends up being true, okay, and NIO can end up capturing even more of the market share than they already have. They sold 10,000 vehicles the second quarter of 2020. I mean, guys, that could be absolutely insane. So when you begin to realize just how good they are performing right now today and how good it's expected to be over the next couple of years, look at that pre-market jump just go up to 7.5%. Sorry, I got distracted. But when you do see how well things are going and how much better they could be in the future, that's why it's going up, people. People are beginning to realize. Before the second quarter earnings came out, I would have said there was a lot of speculation in this company. If you've been around the channel for a while, you will remember I did not like NIO at first. But the result we got in the second quarter is what a lot of people needed to see to realize this is a real business with real growth prospects who's doing incredibly well. So that, my friends, is why I believe NIO stock is booming up in value right now and why I expect it to keep doing so. Do I think it's too late to buy? Honestly, I don't. Do I think we could see some sort of a pullback? Definitely over the next couple of weeks. I think we see it with every single EV company at some stage. Do your due diligence. Really look into the company. And then decide what you want to do, if you want to buy or if you want to wait. Again, I am in the company, I'm up quite nicely, and I still may well buy a little bit more, even at these prices. And as I said earlier in the video, we're quickly approaching that $20 mark today. But anyway, guys, that is the update on NIO. So guys, if you have watched until the end of the video, I really do appreciate you from the bottom of my heart, and I hope I was able to give you some value and entertainment in this video. NIO right now is just another example of why doing due diligence is so important and why believing in your analysis is so important. It's also a reason why you don't have to get consumed by big dips or big gains. You don't have to sell news or hype. If you believe in the company, buy it, hold on to it, and more likely than not, you're going to be okay. Now, of course, it is an EV vehicle, and it's an EV vehicle from China. It carries its risks like every single EV company does right now. I always like to make that extra clear in these videos. There will be massive volatility. There will be really high green days and some big red days as well. No doubt about it in my mind. But if you do your due diligence and you believe in your analysis, you're going to be okay. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit that juicy like button, subscribe if you're new around here, and drop me a comment. All that helps me so much. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. I will see you for tomorrow's video. Peace.